morning, welcome to a new vlog. I said I would take a couple of days break, but something happened yesterday that was pretty good and I want to share it. So as you may know, Owen has done some dance exams in December, tap exam and ballet exam. These are part of the grade exams that are like accredited, like I don't know what to call them, accredited qualifications. Is that what you call it? I can't remember what the name is. Anyway, he got the results of his tap exam. Now, just a little bit of background. Owen has worked really hard for this because there are certain things. Owen has a gross motor delay, and there are certain things that are like second nature to most children, which to him are extremely difficult to do, like skipping and jumping and like, I don't know, like loads of things that seem so simple, but to him they are so complicated. So this was quite a challenge for him because he had a set of exercises he had to perform, and the teacher was amazing to work with him. I have to say, I'm so glad we found a teacher who is taking each child with their own capacity. She doesn't compare them with each other, and she doesn't care where they start at. She just helps them to improve on themselves, and this is so nice. I've been with dance teachers who were basically, if you were not good enough, they didn't care about you. They just put you in the background and put the good children in the start, and I feel like this is really different there, and I really appreciate this. The result of all this work for the tap means that he got the best result he could possibly get. He got honors star, which means he got over 90% in his tap exam, which is pretty incredible. He couldn't believe it himself. Now, to be honest, I don't really care what he gets, and I am not gonna lie, I never ever expected he could get that. I mean, I don't know the requirements, you know, I'm not, you know, but I can see that they didn't all get that, you know, some got it. And it's amazing. And the comment from the examiner is, promising young man, good musicality, pleasing tone and clarity developing in taps. So I couldn't be prouder, and I needed to share this because this is something, if you had told me a year ago that Owen would get the highest thing he can get in a tap exam, I would not have believed you. Not because he's not good at it, just because I know there are certain things he struggles with. But the good thing with Owen is that when he puts his mind to something, like he has been trying to skip everywhere, he couldn't skip at all, and there was a lot of skips into this exam, and the ballet one as well. We're getting the results on Saturday, and he has just been working so hard. I'm not, you know, I didn't push him to do it. Like, it's just when he sets a goal for himself, he just makes sure he does it, which is a very good way to face things. And this is something for me that is really important, that my children learn, that it's not because they are starting with some difficulties in certain areas and facilities in others. I'm not gonna lie, like Owen has, like academically speaking, it's a very easy for him. I am always wanting them to know that it's not because they start at a level that's not the same as others that it doesn't mean they can succeed in things. And this is something I want them to know all their life. Now, I wouldn't force them to do anything they don't like, but Owen loves the dancing, and I knew he would be so proud, you know, if he managed to do it. And he just couldn't believe it. He was silent in the car, kept saying, I'm stunned. It's so funny. Anyway, so that was great. I've been struggling this week and questioning everything I do. It's just because I have to deal with everything to sort of school for Alfie at the moment, and I have this big appointment tomorrow. It just makes me question, do I do the right thing? Am I right in doing things this way? I am winging it constantly, and I'm always terrified of doing it wrong, and that what I do will have a negative impact on my children's development, because I know they need some help. And we don't have help at the moment, but I'm not happy just sitting there waiting for the help to come. So I'm always looking for new techniques to try and new things to try and make their life easier. But it comes with a massive flip side of the coin, where I'm always questioning, am I doing the right thing? Like, I'm sure every parent does feel that for everything anyway, but there, because they already start with a, not a delay, well, technically yes, but you know, anyway. This was kind of a validation that it's not because you start with something. Like, the examiner at this dance class had no clue that Owen is on the autism spectrum. She had no clue that he has a motor delay. This is not mentioned at all. So that's just amazing. It is just amazing. Anyway, another piece of good news I got yesterday. Well, good news, but I don't want to be too happy yet. Until I have it in my hand, I will not believe it. I phoned the Education Authority yesterday. Like, I'm phoning them all the time anyway. Basically, at the moment, there's a new system to sign up for primary school. Alfie is currently in a class called nursery, which is technically preschool, even though it's in the primary school building, and it's not a compulsory year. From next year, he would be going to what in Northern Ireland is called P1, primary one, which is the start of compulsory school. So any child of that age group needs to be in school then. You used to apply by filling in forms and bringing them to the school. Like, you made different choices of school in the order you wanted to be in them, and brought it to your first choice of school, and then you found out, I think it was like end of April, which school you got into. Now, usually when you're in nursery in that primary school, you're almost guaranteed that you will be there in primary school if you want to be there, if you have all the siblings in that school too, usually. So we know that if Alfie wants to, like, is going there, he will go there. The problem is that we have 3 different options for Alfie next year for school. Number 1, he would be going to mainstream P1, which is the normal curriculum order, with an assistant there, providing that this is happening. Number 2 would be to repeat the year of nursery that he's currently doing. And number 3 would be to go to a special needs unit in a different school, where they have a unit for autistic children, which teaches in a different way, and they only have 12 children per class. This is what we're hoping for. This is what we hope to do, because we both believe that this would be what would benefit Alfie the most, even if it's not convenient, you have to go to 2 schools and all that. Seeing it from his perspective, it's the best option for him. We are going to have a meeting with the educational psychologist and the Senko in school and the teacher and all that to discuss what we are doing. But for now, we need to sign up for either P1 or nursery for September, in the meantime, until his specialist statement, which will decide where he goes, comes through. Nobody can tell us if we need to sign up for nursery or for P1. So I've been phoning everywhere to try and figure out, because I can only sign up for one. So we're getting there. I have also booked an appointment with the Senko next week, because I do feel like not much is happening at the moment, and I don't like it, because it's a time where everything is happening in terms of decision making, and I don't want to do things wrong. So I've asked for a face-to-face appointment, because on the phone I'm not getting very far. So I'm hoping once I get face-to-face with people, they will give me the right answers. I'm being a bit of a nightmare with them at the moment, I know it, but at the end of the day, I just need to know what to do with my child, and I can't just let my child not have, you know, education he needs. So all this rambling to say that yesterday when I phoned the Education Authority to try and figure that out, I asked them to also check on the progress of Alfie's statement. Now, by the rules that they are being given, the statement from start to finish has to be done within 26 weeks. That 26-week time frame was finished on the 10th of December, so we are now a month later, and we're not even at the final stage, because there's so many delays. I understand why those delays are happening. I understand it's out of their hand, but it's so frustrating, and they are the only people we can talk to. So the only way to make sure things are progressing is to keep calling to make sure things are on track. It's a nightmare, it's rubbish, but that's the way the system works, so you just have to work with the system right now. Since the 2nd of October, I am being told that Alfie's statement is in drafting. Drafting means that they have gathered all the evidence they need from the different medical professional, the school, our opinion as well. Like, they ask you loads of questionnaires about how your child is and all that. They gather everything and it goes in front of a panel who then decides this is the help we can provide. Then they then draft a statement which writes down what help they are thinking of offering, send it to you and send it to the school, and you have 2 weeks then to say yes, I do agree with that, or no, I want to appeal it. The school does the same, and then it goes from there. They draft the final statement, and once you have your final statement, things are being put in place. Now, between the time where we send the thing back and the final statements is there, it can be 6 to 8 weeks at the moment. That's what we've been told. So we're not near the end just yet. I still do not have this draft statement, which has been in drafting since the 2nd of October. I mean, this is quite some time to draft something. But anyway, yesterday I found out that it's finally been drafted. Now, I said I can't see it, right, that it's been actually posted to you. So if you haven't received it next week, please call us again to make sure that's being sent. So I know now that it's been drafted finally. It was like before I phoned before going to France and it hadn't been drafted yet. Anyway, I am rambling a lot, but this is all a lot of important stuff. So it's finally been drafted, so I'm now going to be stalking the postman like a hawk. What I'm hoping is that if for any reason when I phoned yesterday, the guy said, well, it's been drafted, but it hasn't, I don't think it's been shipped yet. I don't know why. I'm hoping that he couldn't say to me that it's lying on a pile to be shipped, and that he made sure that it was going to be shipped so I don't phone again. This is what I'm hoping. A normal person with common sense would do that, but I don't know if they have common sense and if they are normal people. So I am hoping that it comes in the post this week or early next week. Anyway, that would be amazing, and hopefully what's written on it is decent. Then tomorrow there's the appointment we've been waiting for a long time. So I'm going to talk about it briefly, and I'm guessing this vlog is just going to be a standalone vlog where it's kind of a catch up of everything, because there's so much going on at the moment. This way, if you've seen this vlog, when I refer to things you will know what I'm talking about. So tomorrow it's called an ADOS assessment. This is basically an assessment that's been created quite a few years ago to diagnose autism. I have seen what it looks like for adults because James had one and I was there when he had it. With Alfie, the way it happens is that I will be standing in a room, like he will be in a room with one of the persons doing the test. There will be a glass window, but I can see him, but he can't see that I'm behind the glass, a bit like in the police station and all that, you know. I can't remember if there's a name, like a one-way window. I'm sure you know what I mean, like in Big Brother and all those things. And there will be other people standing beside me on the other side of the window taking notes on different things. There is people like psychologists, speech therapists, play therapists, like autism specialists. It's all people who are just trained to do this. And there's a person in the room, and it's very play-based. James, for example, was given a book with no pictures, with just pictures and no text, and he just had to talk about the book. Then he was given like different geometric shapes and all that, and depending on how you react, it's supposed to bring out autistic behavior in certain situations. So we'll see. I have no idea how it will work for him. We shall see. What my worry is that after this appointment there are 2 outcomes. Now, we know that he has ASD for sure. We've been told verbally. We need this to be done to have everything on paper so it can unlock access to training for us, to having help directly for specific things like showering, sleeping, eating, sensory issues, all that. Until this test is done, it can't happen. This test was meant to happen in July or August. We are now in January. It's only happening now. So as you can see, everything is very delayed. It's just taking ages to get everything done, and it's a constant fight to get the help, but it's a fight that you just want to do because you want your child to get the help. So finally happening. There's 2 outcomes. one outcome, it will be very clear to them that after that test, they take the results of that test plus everything they have gathered for now. So they went to see Alfie in his previous school, and they came, no, they didn't come to the house. No, I went for a big appointment. It was like 2 hours where they asked loads of questions about specific behaviors and all that. So they take that report. They take reports from all the other medical professionals. They take reports from the teachers. Now they would be the teachers from the previous school. So this is something I'm not too happy about, because they will have nothing from this school year because of that delay. So I'm not too happy about that part, but anyway, I'm hoping that it will still be enough. 2 outcomes possible after they kind of deliberate. So for that time I'll be waiting there, and they told me to bring a snack for him and be playing in the meantime. And then there's like the deliberation, and they just explain to me what their verdict is technically. So verdict number 1 is that yes, they have enough proof that he is autistic, and it's that and that and that, and they can put it down on paper. If they don't feel like they have enough to guarantee it, by then they can tell me, we can review him in 6 months and all. And this is the part I am dreading, because we have been waiting for this for so long. This is something that unlocks the help we need. And I'm really scared that when they went to see him in school, basically last year, it was the best day he had that day at school. They were told that he was struggling with the morning going in, and they had said to me they would come to make sure they can see that part of the thing. And they arrived later, so they didn't see the meltdown in the morning. They only saw the bit afterwards when he had already calmed down for an hour. He never spoke to any of the children the entire year, and just that day he chased another child and called him by his name. And so this is written down on the report, and even the teachers did say to them, it's really not like this usually, and blah blah blah, and they have reports. So I'm really hoping. The girl I had on the phone then said to me, don't worry, because we still have all the rest, and it's not just based on that and all that. But because he behaved well that day, that's why he needed that extra test. Otherwise, if they had seen all those behaviors on the day at school, he wouldn't have needed it. So I am really hoping that he cooperates in a bad way, that he shows them everything he needs to show. I'm really hoping that this test does bring out those things that they need to see properly. I'm sure if they are using it for so long, it must be accurate, but there's that part of me that's terrified of being told you need to wait even longer to get your answers and to get your help. So yeah, this is a bit stressful. So this is where we are at. In terms of Owen, this is going to be very brief. Owen has been referred to the same place, which is called the Autism Center, where I'm at the very start of the process with Owen. Like, we've been referred there. I have the appointment for the 5th of February. The first appointment is parents only, where they ask you all these questions. So I will be going there by myself and just answering all those questions to tell them how Owen is. Then they will go and see him in school to see how he is in a different environment and ask questions to his teacher. And then if they have enough there, they could make a diagnosis based on that. If they don't, then Owen will have to have what Alfie is having tomorrow. Now, given how the test is and knowing Owen, I know the thing is, this is the irony of the thing. Knowing roughly how the test works, I am sure that Owen would score a much higher score than Alfie based on how autistic he is. But it's Alfie that needs the most help because he needs more help on a daily basis, and Owen is very highly functioning. So this is the irony of the situation. I know this is like that, so I'm not worried about Owen passing that test, because I know he would. Alfie, on the other hand, it's a very different type of autism, and I don't know how it's gonna work, and it stresses me out. Anyway, I realized I've just been talking about all this for 20 minutes, but I do feel like it's important to just catch you up on where we're at with everything, because yeah. So fingers crossed, today in the post I will get that statement, so then I can already breathe about that side of things, and then go there tomorrow knowing that this is getting there. if not, if it could arrive, just if it could arrive even, I'll take, like, I would leave it the entire end of the week. Like, if it could arrive even on Saturday, it would be fine, it would be all right. So I'm going to stay positive. Let's say that tomorrow is going to go smoothly, that they're going to say yes, that's it, we're putting it on paper, you're going to get your help. It's going to take a while to get the help after. I know there will be waiting lists and all that, but at least, you know, it's on tracks. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I have 10 minutes before I need to go and pick Alfie up. I was at the dentist this morning, so I didn't get much free time, but all my teeth are fine now, so I'm good. It's good. Anyway, I just stop rambling. I'm gonna go. Yeah. I'll catch up with you after the postman has been. The post just came and there was nothing in it, but I got a phone call from the Senko in school, and we finally figured out what we need to do for applications for next year. So I have about 45 minutes before I need to go and pick up Owen, so I'm gonna get to my computer and get it done. We are now Friday and it's just before 10 p.m. I'm about to go to bed because I'm absolutely shattered, but today happened and we officially have a report that says that Alfie has ASD, written black on white. It's being sent to all the different medical professionals he's seeing. We have a date for the first training, which will be at the end of May. It's quite far away, but there's a lot of people waiting training, so at least we have a date. At that training they will give us an appointment to start working with what they call strategy worker. It's a person who will be coming to the house and help us with different strategies to put plan into place to get help. So everything is basically on track, which means now I can finally get started with becoming officially a carer, which has been one of the goals as well, because I can't work full-time the way I was working before, and obviously I need to get help financially with this. So I'm gonna be able to officially, well, continue to do the job I was doing, but without the financial pressure of having to sell stuff from my shop, to be able to only work a few hours a day when Alfie's in school, and it being official will help me mentally, I think, to do that. So Alfie's still there, even though he's exhausted. I'm gonna go night soon, Alfie? Alfie? Yeah. I'm gonna go to bed because Owen has a night test tomorrow and I need to be there with him at 9:30 in the morning, so yeah, early start again. And I'm shattered and I need to work most of the day tomorrow. It's been a very stressful week, but I'm gonna stop the vlog here. I haven't had any statement in the post today again, but at least there was that was 18 months of fighting finally rewarded with what we were waiting for. So I'm gonna go to bed, hopefully I can sleep well, and I will see you in the next vlog.